Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome once again to Wistful Vistas here in beautiful suburban San Diego, California, just outside the man cave door. And we have a very special guest today, Albe from Albe's Adventures. Now, I've been following him quite a while on his YouTube channel, and I'll post some links to it. He is an excellent rider, long motorcycle experience and history, and well, way better than this guy. I was going to say twice as good. Maybe that's 5 times, 10 times, I don't know. But good experience and a lot of insights into the situation. And this is our first opportunity. First of all, Albe, thanks for coming down. It means a lot to me. It was really, really fun.
I wanted to come sooner, but with the whole pandemic going on, it was always, should I not? I got kids. I don't want to get cooties from my kids to you guys. So pandemic is mellowed out, so here I am. Thanks for having me.
Well, it's been great. And we've gone out for a bit of a ride today and just had a great time going around some of the little curvy roads. Now, Albe is in a unique position because he owns also a Tuono, 2017 version Tuono, plus this magnificent machine. Now, I have not seen one of these in person since you brought this up, and to say I'm impressed is just not saying enough. But that leads me to this specific subject I want to talk to him about. And Albe, so 2 motorcycles.
Yes.
Which one's better?
That's like asking.
By the way, pardon for the traffic going by here, but hey, we're outdoors.
That's like asking which kid you like better. Actually, not even that, because they assume that they're equal, but they're not. Comparing motorcycles is not like comparing cars. When you compare a bike like the Tuono and a bike like the Africa Twin, if you look at those are tools in theory, and they're made for a specific job. This one, it's a touring bike, adventure touring, however you want to call it. This one, it's somewhat an hyper naked.
Yeah.
We'll get into that a little later, but
yeah.
You can decide which is a better bike. The only thing you can do, the closest you get to that is which bike is better for you, or for me,
okay,
or for them.
Yeah. People watching.
So you cannot quite compare like.
So there's no way you say this one's better than that one, just general statement.
You can't make a general statement.
You can't do it, yeah.
Most bike, even within the same category, like the Tuono. Tuono supposedly is hyper naked, super naked, however you want to call it. But you can't compare the Tuono to something like the KTM Super Duke. Great engine on both. But you take the Tuono to the track and you take the Super Duke to the track, although they're both obviously incredibly fun.
Yeah.
The Tuono has an edge because of the chassis, because of the little increased fairing. And then you go being a hooligan and out there in the streets.
You would never do this.
I would never do that. Absolutely not. And the KTM now might have an edge because the shorter wheelbase, because the less fairing, because the bigger engine.
Yeah.
So even in the same category, it's really hard to say this is better.
This one is better.
Yeah.
So another question now from that standpoint, and I agree with you. Albe and I were talking earlier, and we said cars are a little more generic. A car has 4 wheels and seats and things. Motorcycles are more like a specific tool. You know, think of a difference in a tool you might use. Phillips screwdriver versus a slot screwdriver or something.
to put it in easier term, you can buy a Toyota Camry and you can buy a Mercedes. They will both do the same thing. We know that the Mercedes, it's undoubtedly, especially if you go to the higher model, it's undoubtedly a better car than the Camry. But in the end, they do the same thing, so you can actually compare them.
Yes, yes.
The bikes, those two bikes, they absolutely do not do the same thing. And we've seen it when we were doing videos and we were doing U-turn.
Yeah.
This is a 17-point turn motorcycle that can actually make a U-turn in a single lane.
It's unbelievable. The turning radius on the Tuono is like an oil tanker. If you're on a small lane like we were today, and I'm not particularly good at those anyway, but you go, whoa, run out of road, and you have to go back and go back a couple of times. Okay, so Albe, staying on that subject, you go out into the garage, what bike do you get?
It depends. It depends. That's probably the same answer that most people that have multiple bikes will give you. If I need to go somewhere far, like come to visit you, it is.
Yes.
Obviously,
Totally.
I have a box. I can put stuff on it.
Yes.
More wind protection, mellower ride, more comfortable ride.
Yes.
But if I come visit you to go ride up in the canyons, I would have probably come with my Tuono.
Yeah.
Now, mind you, the Tuono, it's a very comfortable street bike. It's very comfortable naked bike. This little fairing, although it doesn't do much, it does a little bit. So it makes it so much so that when I had the BMW F800 GS, which is somewhat similar to this, and my 17 Tuono, to commute to work, sometime I would take the Tuono rather than the GS, because the cruise control, the vibration, the better, not ergo, because that bike was very upright, but
sporting feel, or
the sporting feel without the discomfort of a super sport, or of an hyper sport, whatever, a crutch rocket you want to call it. You know? So, and on the other hand, you also know I have a dirt bike in the garage.
Yes.
Which is very specific, just to go be
a hooligan.
A hooligan, yeah.
The subject comes up again.
On the dirt, where everything is legal, by the way. So that's why I ended up with, at one point or another, 4 or 5 motorcycles, because, well, if I want to go to Seattle, as I did, I go with the Africa Twin.
Yeah.
If I want to go and spend the day in the canyons with my friends, I'll take the Tuono.
You hop on the Tuono.
If I want to go dirt riding, although the Africa Twin will do it, a proper dirt bike, it's better.
Yes.
And if I want to go get a Starbuck, at that point I'll take the Scrambler, because I look cool on it.
Hop on, go, no thinking. So that's kind of the viewpoint, and we spent a little bit of time talking about this because
it's all good.
Sorry, Grant, it's all good. No worries. So that sort of brings us full circle on the subject here, because Albe's had several motorcycles, I've had several motorcycles, and we were talking about, and you read sometimes in the magazine, what's the best motorcycle? And that's not an easy answer, and I think you put it perfectly. It depends upon the person. And I have to say, after seeing this machine, and nobody gets hurt buying a Honda, by the way. It's
very reliable.
Very reliable, and it's just hugely impressive what it does. So I'm going to close out this segment because I've got another subject I want to get to him with a little bit later. And just say again, Albe, thanks. It's so great to see you, and thanks for coming down to San Diego and visiting this guy.
Loved every minute, every time I come down, between eating and riding motorcycle and just chatting.
Yeah.
You know, it's always pleasant talking about motorcycles and having fun. So thanks for having me.
And he got cookies from Maxine, so you know, how could it be wrong?
Delicious.
Okay, so thanks, and we'll talk in a little bit later.
Sounds good. See you guys next time.